If you have ever watched a judge's bench transform into a crime scene on live television, you should brace yourself because that is precisely what happened when Bambi ended up wearing handcuffs during the session, like the accusation of lying about a pregnancy that was declared under oath on the record, along with the leaked voice recording that revealed her secret, was a cheap reality show twist gone nuclear. Her voice was plain as day. "Girl." Stevie J leaned back with the same smile he had likely practiced in the bathroom as the judge slammed the gavel so hard that the room rocked. "I was never pregnant, but I needed ammo, and I had to cough up something." The BAFT didn't waste a minute. He stood up, hands behind him, and let go in a single breath. The scrappy man had been a mirror for months, his face folded in half, his ghostly white fingers shaking so much that he almost dropped his pen. Bambi's reputation was destroyed, her artificial shine vanished. And she is now viral for defrauding the public rather than for a sponsored hairstyle. Everyone is talking. How far did she lie crawl, and what monster was she really? Because she is about to do actual time in prison for lying under oath and peddling a fake baby belly. Masking. Remain calm, since this mess is just igniting the tape. They say that falsehoods will eventually come up with you, but Bambi's lies didn't just catch her. They pursued her into the courthouse corridor, tackled her while she was under oath, and put her in handcuffs in front of the whole city. They then started acting like regular court day reporters. No one, not even TMZ, not even shady Stevie J, believed the judge would disappear for 15 minutes before waltzing back and clutching a 2 recap. This wasn't a single slip. Rather, it was a whole soap drama that she wrote word by line, drawing everyone's pity along for the journey. The flash drive was sealed tighter than a rapper's prenuptial agreement. When Bambi first squealed about being lied to, it was more than just "oops, I lied." It was psychological warfare using a belly bump prop. The floodgates of sympathy opened when she revealed she was expecting Scrappy's child. Scrappy was already fighting rumors that he was a deadbeat, and every single thing she said hit deeper, questioning a distraught soon-to-be mother. But in the background, there were warning signs everywhere. Scrappy's solicitors stayed quiet, but they were accumulating ultrasound receipts with dates that didn't match zero prenatal. An anonymous voicemail was left at Scrappy's lawyer's office yesterday, along with the papers from her medical appointments. That never coincided with her fairy tale bump. They needed a hammer, not hints. Unexpected email with no sender and no identification, but the audio is lethal. "Sis, I'm not pregnant. All I need is for the judge to eat out of my hand. When the bill arrives, I'll boo-hoo on cue Scrappy and won't know what hit him." The judge didn't just let the attorneys hear it. He had it playing on courtroom TVs, like a primetime drama Judge Monroe. It was Bambi's tone, her arrogant delivery, her slang, and the kill shot. Bambi and Richardson locked eyes, and before you say a word, realized that this next move could bury you. Bambi sat paralyzed, with no smart lie left to spit out, and Scrappy's knuckles became red. This court directs Ms. Richardson to be immediately remanded pending perjury and fraud proceedings. There was dead silence, followed by anarchy, as he grasped that pen and then snapped ink everywhere. Bambi lost it, shouting and weeping that Stevie had set her up, crying like a crocodile. As Stevie J half grinned and then turned to whisper in his assistant's ear as if he had just ordered dessert. Cops hauled her out while reporters pressed microphones in her face. She cried that the system was rigged, but guess what? The tape doesn't lie, and no amount of phony crying erases felony charges. Bambi was too busy bawling on her way to the squad car to respond when someone yelled, "Did you fake it all for money?" She was too smug to tweet or go on a revenge tirade, simply hollow eyes, because, even though he was free, he had been featured on every gossip blog in America. But you think it ends here? That flash drive didn't arrive, and the judge didn't make it public yet. From Scrappy's perspective, it was directly taken from Stevie J's dirty playbook. Although he wasn't even expected to there, he was there in a dapper suit, smug as usual, and he was close enough to witness Bambi's demise. But he managed to avoid taking responsibility by hiring a private investigator months earlier to clear his own name, not to assist Bambi in clearing Scrappy's, because Stevie's name was becoming murmured too much. Private messages, dubious receipts, and even hotel slips that no one was meant to see. Bambi believed that if she kept silent, Stevie would protect her, and Stevie only wanted to erase his fingerprints off the entire conspiracy. But he made the grave error of believing that by releasing the audio, he would be seen as the hero, the whistleblower, and the shining example of hypocrisy. After 5 more uncut minutes of the recording, The judge played the remaining lies because, all of a sudden, a new voice came through the speakers. A woman wailing, "I can't do this." While Stevie's voice is unmistakably low and snake smooth, no one will be able to tell that it's a false sign. And the blasted form you'll get in addition to Bambi lying about a baby. They also allegedly stole an ultrasound from another unfortunate woman to promote the scam, with Stevie apparently funding the entire thing. $10,000 and a plane ticket. Now shut up, mic down. Fraud behind the scenes. Mama D, Scrappy's mother, sprang out of her seat and cursed Stevie's lineage to the moon, stating for years that he's poison and that he transformed my daughter into as. The court clerk quickly updated the case file. The internet ate up every single second like free popcorn. "I told you all to be careful, but you didn't." Security had to haul her out. And the hip-hop empire, trembling in its rhinestone boots outside the courts, was now surrounded by shady bloggers and circus fans at every turn. One DR'd even held up a placard that read, "Pregnancy?" But believe me, the storm had just begun when Bambi's mugshot was taken downtown, and Scrappy's attorney filed. Plot Season 1 executive producer, Stevie J. If this is upheld, Bambi may not only lose her freedom but also owe Scrappy back money. An emergency motion was filed to destroy every dime he had been obliged to pay due to her false evidence. With curiosity, but take a look at Scrappy. He didn't even look like a winner. Instead, he appeared to have just realized that his whole reality TV life had been prearranged by treachery. This wasn't meant to be originally intended to be a straightforward paternity ruling. The courtroom transformed into a public funeral for Bambi's reputation before the plot twist. No one anticipated a convoy of VH1 took place. Executives entered, with their faces as tight as bank vaults. This was a real-time damage control tactic because, guess what? They broadcast episodes that extolled Bambi's fictitious pregnancy. An insider muttered into a microphone to remove the season like yesterday, but the internet has tapes of them far earlier. The court demonstrates that they knew and rolled cameras. Nonetheless, which is network-level fraud. TikTok was flooded with pictures of Bambi gripping her stomach and crying to producers about Scrappy's cruelty in a matter of minutes. These images were labeled fake baby, real betrayal, burst out on a crazy night. Bambi's panicked attorney sprang to his feet, saying that the shocking voice memo was, indeed, deep fake. He wiped perspiration from his forehead and muttered, "Your Honor, we think this might be a voice clone in this era of AI deception. Where is our resident villain Stevie J?" The judge gave him the driest look of 2025. Either produce an expert or park the sci-fi rejected case, which was immediately escalated to a criminal fraud probe, skulking between tinted car windows while avoiding TMZ microphones and spitting out like breath mints without remark. But according to rumor mill, his lawyer is preparing a convoluted defense. Stevie says he was a victim of Bambi's mental manipulation. He was compelled to assist her in her plan to safeguard his own reputation. In the meantime, Twitter is divided. The other half wants Stevie's head for planning every sneaky chess move behind her tears, while the middle half wants Bambi burnt at the stake for pretending to be a mother in order to destroy Scrappy's pocketbook. One of them will taste prison, food, and don't settle in just yet, since this soap drama has another nuke ready to drop a sealed folder, Exhibit G on Judge. That's what all sides agree on. According to a rumor about Monroe's desk, it contains secret security camera footage from Stevie J's Miami condo that is timestamped precisely when Bambi's ultrasound was purportedly taken. The face shown in the video is not Bambi. Judge Monroe hasn't played it yet, but as soon as he does, the dominoes fall heavily, and Bambi's lawyer gasps. The mystery woman is Scrappy and clearly pregnant, sobbing into her fists. The DA's chief investigator stood up for a lifeline and icily said 6 words that made the courtroom feel like a coffin. The shock of the initial phone recording struck so hard that the court swan tech wheeled in a government laptop and put in a confirmed copy. The stenographer literally stopped scribbling, and Bambi's genuine voice filled the speakers with a calm, unmistakably spiteful tone. "I told him I was expecting, so he would stop talking, but he threatened to cut me off. I needed time and money, and I knew the baby would upset him quickly." You would think that would be sufficient, but alas, the next step was to file her. "You're going to keep dragging this lie forever. What if they ask for proof?" whispered Bambi's best friend. "Sweet sharp poison they won't. Scrappy's weak he," Bambi replied. Judge Monroe removed his spectacles and furrowed his brow as if this were a Netflix series he had never subscribed to. For Stevie J desires a family, this lie, my safety net. The gavel cracked as he leaned back and curled his lips like a cartoon supervillain who was Scrappy. Instead of getting angry or swearing, he just stared at the ground as if he had been ripped apart. Live on TV. The defendant will remain in detention until a thorough investigation is conducted. Bambi's attorney made last-minute excuses. Once more, this court finds cause for obstruction, fraud, slander, and sustained perjury. Was vulnerable and alone, afraid of losing her partner, but the court showed no sympathy. You went beyond lying and exploited motherhood to subvert justice. This is a crime. Whack, another gavel hit reporters. TikTok had a million stitches before the judge even left the bench, and Bambi was arrested for being pregnant. TMZ skipped the final speech entirely and rushed out to flood the internet with breaking headlines. Now that the scam has been revealed, Scrappy's solicitors are stepping up their efforts to obtain sole custody of their biological child and stop manipulating the situation. In order to avoid an advertiser exodus, VH1 CEO Mona Scott-Young is said to have banned Bambi from any upcoming stories. Meanwhile, Stevie J's camp slithered into Instagram with a dubious story that never tested a legend, particularly not with a bogus baby. Memes, response videos, podcasts, and critiques of every phrase were all over the internet. One fan said Bambi thought she trapped Scrappy with a baby turns. She exploited falsehoods to trap herself. Another post had 500,000 likes, and she utilized a fictitious pregnancy to get a Black Friday deal in the court. The icing on the cake was when a renegade insider released the raw arrest video of Bambi yelling as security carried her to the cruise ship, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to hurt him. Simply didn't want to lose him." And even Bambi's detractors stopped talking for about 2 seconds when Eric Dixon, Scrappy's ex, appeared with a trivial, since-deleted tweet. God, don't miss it. Some people forget that TV is false, but a courtroom is as real as it gets. Rashadita Frost couldn't stop herself and went live from her boutique while sipping tea. Boom bars by the time the courthouse lights went out. Fans had transformed into full-fledged investigators, scrutinizing every previous episode and focusing on Bambi's every tear, belly rub, and quiet doctor's appointment as if they were viewing the Zapruder movie, one of which went viral right after. In one of the shots, she's holding her baby belly, while in another, she's attending a rooftop party the same week, throwing back drinks as if her uterus was on vacation. The internet said, the math ain't mathing. And now an online petition is amassing thousands of signatures every hour? While everyone is arguing over hashtags, what about Scrappy? That man didn't clap back and didn't tweet small things. Members who fake pregnancies for TV dramas have a count of over 50,000 and counting. Quotes did not post revenge selfies. Instead, he left the chaos in silence, with only Mama D by his side and a folded piece of paper that appeared to be about to shred. Some people believe it was her own remarks were immortalized in the court transcript. But some assert that it was custody documents that marked the beginning of his family's return. Sans the lies. Perhaps we'll never know, but this is certain. A blogger even revealed that it was a letter that Scrappy sent to his daughter, hoping that one day she would know the truth without the filter of reality TV editing. This meltdown was so radioactive that it escaped from love and hip-hop plots and exploded inside a real courtroom. Bambi influencer check, TV queen check in 30 days. Let it simmer in your mind for a moment. Then, oh, plot twist, rumors of a second, covert tape that doesn't only ruin everything start to circulate. Bambi ruins the reputation of a whole VH1 producer. Rumor has it that the producer fabricated the pregnancy in order to capitalize on the controversy and increase viewership if the recording leaks. Sit tight, this train wreck isn't finished crashing yet. In fact, it's getting faster because after all the turmoil, Mona Scott's precious empire might fall apart more quickly than Bambi's false baby bump. Tears, the viral videos, the courtroom microphone slips. And now, is this really Bambi's last episode, or is it merely a preview for a messier sequel that no one anticipated coming? She's flaunting on Instagram smoothies and edit flawless selfies, and the next minute, she's in County Orange due to a pregnancy for which not a single sonogram was taken. Meanwhile, Scrappy didn't simply lose faith, he lost all hope. He left peace to fabricate plots and betrayal for the world to witness. And Mona Scott had better get a lawyer, sis, because if that second recording comes to light, there won't be enough crisis PR in Hollywood to cover up this catastrophe. So let's turn the question to you. Do you think Bambi planned this circus act? Did she pretend to be a mother in order to confine Scrappy? Or was she a puppet? dancing on Mona's tumultuous stage until the strings broke. And now for the big question. Can networks compensate for selling staged lies as fact, when they know that real families receive, if you believe that karma dropped the ball? Please share your craziest theories in the comments below. Was this all Bambi's fault, or was there a shadow boss in charge? Share this video if you're still in shock at the lie at record speed. Floor. And remember to smash subscribe, because I assure you that if you believe, hold on till you see the juicy receipts for the upcoming tapes that we will drop, contract cancellations, betrayals. And yes, fasten your handcuffs more tightly, because the disintegration of reality is far from over. This discussion has been beneficial thus far.